Yeah, start it. It's the podcast.
Podcast number 3.
Welcome everybody to the Jared and Marty podcast.
Extraordinaire.
Well, all right. Take 2. Start that timer. Oh,
Started.
Jesus. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, God. Whatever. It's... Shit. It's going to be good. What?
I can audibly hear. Wait, are we recording? We're recording
No.
right now?
Yeah, now we're recording.
Now we're recording?
Now,
Like, right
no,
this-
we've been recording the whole time.
Oh. I audibly heard the headphones. Almost clearly. So
Yeah,
I'm wondering if that I heard it clearly.
That's okay. That's okay. Recording technical difficult. Oh shit! English is hard.
Welcome
Welcome to the
our
podcast.
leavelings. Yeah. Episode 3.
I thought you were gonna have something there, but no. So welcome to the J.a.M Podcast, Ventures Extraordinaire. I don't know. We don't really have a name, but do you know what we do have? Tell them what we do have, Jared.
Art.
Art, not just any art. Art by a badass motherfucker, Kaiser Rex Strong.
Shout out to Kaiser Extron.
Boom.
He paid up on what he said he would do, and he finished that art, and it looks absolutely fantastic. I'm sure any of you listening has probably seen it.
Yeah, because
and
it's going to be the thumbnail.
It's astounding.
It is
And
great.
He turned something decent into something fantastic.
And it is great, which adds a newfound sense of legitimacy to this podcast.
It makes us feel like it's more real than it was before.
Yep. We are on our way to having a legitimate podcast.
We'll get there someday. If I just can draw.
Well, I mean, we're getting there. We're getting there. Okay.
On the topic of draws, I guess.
All
We
right.
are in announcement hour.
Yeah, so
not a technical hour.
announcement hour. No, this is so I think it's evolved enough where we have segments. So this first part of the show, it's a show now.
The show?
Oh, it's the show.
I feel so legit all of a sudden.
I know. So the first part of this thing, this lovely thing we call a podcast or show, whatever, is announcements. So Jared and I are going to talk about, hey, what's been going on. We're going to have our shout outs like we did to Kaiser Rest. Yeah.
Kaiser Rexatron.
Thank you. Words are failing me. This is what happens when you do a podcast after a long day's work.
Otherwise known as Benjamin Chino.
Yeah, shout out. Also, shout out to my cohort in Team Sodium, Danielle. Team Salt.
Good.
Hashtag dangerous sodium.
Yeah, I can feel it in my blood.
Yep. All right, got that out of the way. Yeah.
I bought a laptop, Marty.
What?
I bought a laptop, so hopefully I can start plugging my tablet in and using it.
And
But
one
currently,
day. Currently,
hashtag Kaiser Rexatron, shout out to Kaiser Rexatron, has it. He has my tablet pen, I think, so I can't. That's what he drew that picture with. Maybe someday I'll get it back.
Yes. Okay. That's pretty sick.
That's cool.
That's sweet.
One step closer to the edge.
Wow. The edge of leaving Fred Meyer?
The edge of tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're technically in the edge of tomorrow because it's like
It's true. It's late but early at the same
late,
time.
It's early, but here we are. Damn it, making a podcast. So yeah, well, that's exciting. I look forward to eventually seeing things.
Yes, the things will happen.
Digitalized things that are drawn.
Okay. I don't know, man. I don't have much else going on. I bought No Man's Sky today. Shout out to Alex for making me do that because it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool though.
All right. Okay. Well, I've got like a shit ton of stuff going down. So
Okay.
time to run it down. Okay. First of all, started my computer classes last week. This week, man, I can't believe it's already been 2 weeks, but it's just a part-time Monday, Wednesday night thing. But like, oh man, it's it's nice when I'm there. It's nice when I'm there. It's just like, but it hasn't gotten to anything real challenging yet. So the real beginning is not quite here yet. Maybe in a couple weeks after we finish our introduction to HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and stuff like that, then we'll probably get down to the nitty gritty of it. But so far, so good. So hooray for that, because I am really starting to not care anymore, which it's a dangerous thing when you don't care. I mean, I thought I didn't care before, but no, I'm reaching new levels of not caring.
High peaks, man. High peaks.
High peaks. Anyways, so there's that. Next thing that happened. So, maybe did I mention last week that on Monday I was waiting for a package to show up at my house? Okay. So my parents went on a ukulele cruise in the Pacific Northwest.
I think that's fantastic.
For this past week, they came back on Sunday. So during that whole week, I had a friend of mine just chill with me at the house. And shout out to Jake. Hashtag.
Shout out to Sound Guy.
Sound Guy. Hashtag Sound Guy. All right.
Okay.
Anyways, so there was a package that was supposed to show up on Monday, which happened also to be the first day of my class. So I was hoping, and it was also New Lego Day too. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna wait for this package to show up. It's probably gonna show up in the morning, and then I'm gonna go once it shows up. I'm gonna go buy some fucking Legos, and I'm gonna build some Legos, and then I'm gonna go to class. Well, as it turned out, the package didn't show up until after I went to class. So I had to have a neighbor go retrieve it and everything, and we got it. Anyways, why do I bring up this package, you may ask?
I do ask. Why do you bring up this package, Marty?
Because it is another instrument in our possible creative endeavors. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? So my dad, he bought a bass ukulele.
Oh, that exists?
It exists. But get ready. This thing is kitted out, so it's got an amp on board the thing. You can plug it in, put it into an amp, and boom, electric ukulele.
Electric ukulele?
But it's not done yet. It's got a built-in tuner. What? And it's not done yet. It is a fretless bass ukulele. And right now, it has these real strange, like I've never seen or encountered these before, but rubber strings, right? They've got rubber strings on these things.
It's like rubber bands.
Oh, no. This is better than rubber bands, man. Like, the sound that comes from it, like, it's like, oh, man, this actually sounds kind of like an upright string bass. This is badass. Like, anyways, so yours truly might be fiddling around on a certain bass ukulele.
Ironically, he'll be fiddling with a ukulele.
Hashtag wordplay. What?
Comedy's real here at Jared and Marty's
podcast
place.
adventure. Anyways, so yeah, man, I'm real excited for that because, like, man, it's super cool. It's super cool, but I just don't have time for everything.
Is it heavy?
No, not at all, dude. It's a ukulele.
Well, I mean, but it's
how heavy can a ukulele be, Jared?
I mean, it's an electric ukulele though.
Yeah,
So I'm just wondering,
it's
relative
oh
to.
yeah, no, man, it's. I mean, it's still acoustic. Like you should, it's a hybrid.
And it's got 0 frets on it.
It's fretless.
That's weird. That's neat though.
It's neat. Like I can play a major scale on it, providing I got it tuned.
But it's an auto tuner.
No, it has a tuner. Yes.
What does that mean?
Okay. So a tuner can tell you if something is in tune or it's not in tune.
It's got like a screen on it.
It's got a little LED display built in on the side there, and it has just your kind of standard display, like the old school calculators.
Yeah.
And it does the letters, but then it's also got a red light, green light, red light, green light in the middle. So
when it's in tune, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it's green when it's in the middle and in tune. Because those rubber strings, well, the thing is they're rubber, so they stretch out, and I think they stretch out a little faster than normal strings. So yeah,
there goes the headphones.
There goes the headphones.
Yeah.
That already happened once, but I don't really care.
I have a little tuner kajigger for my mandolin.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's exciting there, and then
That is exciting.
Yeah, man,
I'd like to touch that thing someday.
Someday. Maybe the next time we have a day off. Together.
The days.
Hashtag
Hashtag
2017.
We used to have a day off together like every week. And now...
Then I went and ruined it. I ruined it.
They could fix it. I don't have to be the one with the days off opposite of you.
Yeah.
I don't have to be the one, but...
Yeah.
Like next week I'm not, but... Whatever.
Yeah, that is next week. Anyway, so yeah, there was that. Built some Legos. Wish I had more time to build Legos, but, you know.
You finish that Falcon?
Oh, yeah, man. Jake and I, we double teamed it, and man, it is pretty. It's like the size of a saucer. Like a dish, you know.
Relative to the ukulele, is it bigger?
I mean, in some respects it is, because, like, I think the diameter of the Falcon is probably bigger than the body of it.
He said you could fit a small
But-
turkey on the Falcon.
Yeah, you can definitely fit a small turkey on top of that bird.
That's all kind of birds.
And yeah, that's the Falcon on turkey action.
I'd eat it.
Turf.
Turf Falcon.
Yeah.
I don't want to eat a falcon.
Yeah.
I used to read a book called Frightful's Mountain, and it was the perspective of a peregrine falcon, and I don't know if I was young or whatever, but it really made me upset, this book. So I don't want to eat falcons.
Fair enough. Anyway, so there was that. And then the other thing I have going on is that I've almost finished Mortimer's Journal.
Have you come up with like end
slate? I've got the end slate written down in my book thing here because I decided that for the final chapter, it's gonna be like Mortimer like reflecting back. It's like winter, you know, and it started at summer's end or whatever. So, you know, he's writing after everything is like shaken down. So I've written down some things, but I need to go to a stationery store though to see if they have like more pages
of the same
idea. Because
I've never seen that was weird paper that's in that book.
Yeah, it is. So that's why I've got to go to my local Bundoguya, which is Japanese for stationery store.
Hey.
What? Who says you don't learn anything on this podcast? We never did. And that about does it for like my like creative action stuff I've been doing. Like it's been good. Also been playing a lot of Starbound.
I feel like
essentially space Terraria.
Yeah, I feel like that's becoming a thing recently. Did you hear anything about a console release on that?
Not yet. I wouldn't be surprised if they eventually do.
I feel like I was reading something and it was talking about that. Maybe I'm crazy.
Maybe, but yeah, no, it's come a long way from its early access. Like, oh man, it's good. It's great. Like, I'm finally starting to go to other planets now that I got fuel for my ship, and I've been able to find different ores to make, you know, what weapons and items I need to progress and everything.
So is it like Terraria in the sense that like you could just build your ship on like a 2D plane?
Well, so the shipbuilding I haven't gotten to yet because there's actually a story in it in Starbound where you start off and you're on Earth and you become a protector, and then this essentially giant tentacled eldritch horror just pops out of nowhere and destroys Earth, and so your ship, you know, flies out, and then its jump drive runs out of fuel and you're just orbiting this random planet. And then you find there's a gate that is kind of similar. They have this whole kind of ancient alien thing going on with it, where a long time ago there was
the old blood.
There was this great creator thing that created the cosmos and had brought balance. And then this eldritch horror thing showed up, and then they fought, and then the creator sacrificed himself to seal the eldritch horror. And then it's slowly been just breaking out of its shit. And now it's affecting the universe. And it's great. So you don't really build the ships. Well, yet. I mean, I haven't gotten far enough to that, I think, to mess with ships. But I know you can expand your ship to make your ship like your base, you know?
Oh, neat.
And then you can actually... Like, there's so many ways to go about that game. Like, you can go just fight stuff. And there's, like, you know, instant missions for the story thing, and there's quests to do. You could actually build houses and like get deeds and colony deeds and start like inviting in, like it'll generate NPCs, and then you can be like a fucking landlord.
Other than the space part of it, does it play like Terraria?
It does play like Terraria. Only it's a lot fiddlier. Like by fiddlier, I mean like
back to the fiddle.
Yep. Anyways, it's like the controls. I've had far more accidental deaths in Starbound because I think I'm so used to Terraria. Like okay. I make some reckless jumps, and they're fall damage, man. Fall damage.
Is it do you lose everything when you die, or
on survival, which I'm playing on, you don't lose everything, but you lose your ores, food, and healing stuff.
Oh, so the important stuff.
Yeah, your weapons and all that stuff stay on you. It's just
that's cool.
It's just So there's been a couple of times where it's like, okay, I'm just gonna do this quick mining thing, and then it takes me like I get all this sweet loot, and then I die, and it's like, oh fuck, and I need to go to bed, but I gotta grab my shit.
But you can pick up your stuff again.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyways, So it's been tons of fun. I've really been enjoying it.
Shout out to Starbound.
Yeah. Out of early access finally, but yeah. And so that's where I'm at. Yeah. I think that does it for the announcement portion of the show.
Yes.
Now and sit tight.
And as we did last time, we are going to take a minor cut here
to figure out what we're going to talk about for the next 20 minutes.
The next segment. Oh, that's neat. It turns red when it's 5 minutes left.
Well, that's a good warning. Well, we're gonna make the cut now. So,
all right.
Hooray!
Yay! We'll see you in a minute.
You.
Okay, bye.
Oh, I should probably hit the
unrecord that.
Stopping.
And now a word from our sponsors.
So, this is a reading of a recent event.
This may not be sponsored.
No. Tale of Woe. Did you know you can die from a broken heart? The stranger asked, reeking of alcohol. Ragged curls of fading blonde hair and graying beard. An honored citizen, former military. A man down on his luck trying to get a goddamn flight before his bus arrives. My silent indifference giving him the cue to go on. Let me tell you the tale of Poe. What? A tale of woe. 2 weeks ago. Cordon bleu. I'm cooking. The bacon starts to pop. Then she starts grinding on my crotch. What do? I stand, nodding politely as he mumbles on his words. What would you do? What? Fuck or steak? I've only experienced one of these things, so steak. His praise of good man was celebrated with a thunderous high five echoing off the sides of the city's steel giants. He continued, for 2 months, I thought about it. Then days ago, my heart stopped. My first heart attack. Let me tell you about my wife. She's a meth whore. She comes in and starts grinding on me. I spank her, I flip her over. She's acting like a girl I don't even know. I tell her to hold that thought. My parents, my progeny, tell me it means nothing to her. She's lost to the meth. There's a brief silence that is shattered by, have I been drinking? Yes. The military sucks. My benefits, gone. I'm drinking myself to death. It's not suicide if you do it slowly. Hey, do you have a light? No, I don't smoke. He darts after the passers-by, shouting, Con fuego! To all until he finally gets that light. I can already tell this is going to be a rough evening. Good luck, sir, I shout as I get on my bus. Yeah, that happened. True story.
End sponsor segment.
If that is even a segment.
Sponsored by
Public Transit.
Public Transit.
Brought to you by Public Transit. The shit you can't even begin to make
They all
up.
smell like hot dogs on the buses.
Or wine coolers.
Yeah. Today, we bring you to our past.
Our past.
And current. And present. And future, probably.
Uh-huh.
We're going to talk about animals.
Yeah.
Pets, various fauna, and just general stories.
Excuse me.
Excuse you. I've had so many pets growing up.
Oh, it's a message.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Somebody liked... Oh, we're at 15 likes on our Facebook page, BT Dubs.
Holy cow, we did it, everybody. We did it.
But yeah, I've had a lot of different pets growing up. Like when I was young, people who'd come into my house would be like, every time they'd leave, they'd go to school and they'd explain my house as basically a zoo, because I've owned so much different things growing up. Currently, I live with a corgi and I live with an iguana of the aquamarine color variety.
Yeah.
Actually, we have 16 likes. Thanks, Yolanda. Shout out to Yolanda, I guess.
Shout out.
Yeah, like,
Oh, okay. So describe this zoo to me.
Well, I mean, we've owned. All right, so we've owned dogs. We've owned dogs of various sizes and varieties. When I lived in a house, I lived at the very end of a cul-de-sac. I lived in Southern California at the time. We had just moved from our mobile home that we lived in, where we had a baboon spider.
Okay.
Which is like dinner plate size spider.
Wow.
It escaped, and we left. That's probably not the reasoning, but I like to think so. So we moved to this cul-de-sac in Riverside, California, where we got this nice house. We got this really nice backyard where we grow all kinds of every kind of fruit. We grow lemons, we grow oranges, we grow blackberries, all kinds of nonsense. And that is where we got my dog, Pookie, who either she's on a crazy adventure somewhere, because she just went missing recently when I moved out of my mom's house. Shout out to Pookie. So hopefully she's just exploring somewhere, being an old lady. But we got her. We had a dog named Rocco, and we had a pig named Pork Chop. Okay. Not meant for the eating variety. But this pig, she was a smart ass pig. Pigs are smart ass animals. Like, she was so smart that, you know those holiday popcorn tins?
Yep.
She had her food in one of those. She knew when to like open that up and feed herself.
Wow.
That's impressive.
That's impressive.
She was a cute little piglet at first. And then she got big enough to where my brother and I, we could ride her like around our yard. We were little, obviously. At the time. We owned quails. We owned chickens at the time. It was a giant ass plum tree that the quails used to fly in and jump off the other sides of the fence. We've lost many quails in my life. And like, I remember I got my mom got my brother and I these lizards. I don't remember what kind of lizards they were.
Were they green anoles?
No, they were alligator lizards, I think is what they were.
Oh.
But alligator lizards were wild where I lived, but they were from a store. I don't know. Alligator lizards are like, they look like skinks kind of. They're smaller.
Okay.
I think they call them alligator lizards because when they bite, they do the death roll. They don't have the teeth really to do the death roll, but
they do it anyway.
Many of those were owned. But I remember my brothers got like globules all over it and got mine sick, and they both died. But then we moved to the apartment that I lived in Southern California in Rubidoux. Where you had Ben Ben the leopard gecko. We had just more snakes and nonsense. Pookie still was at the time. Mm-hmm. The I lost everything, Marty. You go. I'll continue later.
Okay. So yeah, man, you had a zoo. I had a zoo. So didn't have any birds. No birds.
I love birds.
No pigs. No pigs. Plenty of cats and dogs, and stuff. So let's see here. So let's first of all establish the dogs. So there was only ever one at a time, and first was a Scotty dog named Jeep, and then there was a wire-hair fox terrier named Jeep. Jeep 2, Electric Boogaloo. Anyways, and so we had those. So those dogs were only there ever one at a time, and then we essentially had stakes and neighborhood cats essentially because for a long time when I was in elementary school and everything, probably up till middle school, we left our dog doors open. So we would, embarrassing story, but funny story at the same time. I forget how young I was, but it was late at night. I had to go to the bathroom, and so I'm young. I leave the door open. The lights are on. And then I'm just doing my business, and then out of nowhere, a cat just rounds the corner and scares the shit out of me, quite literally. And we don't own a cat. That was the cool part of it. Yeah, so Toonsis was the cat's name, and she belonged to our neighbors, and she would come in and just chill in our house because of the dog doors. It was crazy, and of course we put her back out, or him, I forget, but
After we moved to Oregon, we had a cat Tuxie, because he looked like a tuxedo. He would wait. So we'd get up. Me and my little sisters would get up for school in the morning. He would wait outside the hallway, outside the doorway, coming into the kitchen. And as soon as my little sister Ariana walked in, he would just tackle her to the ground. Nice. It was the best thing ever.
That is great. Anyways, so we had neighborhood cats come in from time to time. It's and they would come and sit on the heaters and everything, and it was hilarious. It was hilarious. Anyways, so we had cats. Neighborhood cats.
None of your own cats.
Well, no, we do have cats now.
Yes, you do.
So at that point, this is before that. So in middle school, so we had neighborhood cat. We had one of the Jeeps, and then we entered the age of the leopard gecko.
Ooh.
Notice how I say I had a leopard gecko. No, we entered an age. A fucking age. Because the one we got, my first one, her name was Lizzie. And cute. Liz, we found eggs in her, in the case. And we did the insane thing of breeding them. And at one point, we probably had, 8 to 9 leopard geckos at my house. Holy shit. We had so many leopard geckos. And so we had a bunch of lizards. We had the cats. There was the pond out front, or the pond out back, which, had frogs from time to time and goldfish. And then there was the fish tank that had fish. And then my sister had a hamster at some point. And then I think at full throttle, we've got lizards, a cat, and a dog with a hamster. Squeaky hamster. And then there was the one time I caught a praying mantis down in the park and had it for a couple of days before it expired.
My mom used to get...
I buried it in the garden.
Oh, no.
Yeah, took some sticks and erected an effigy. Yeah.
My mom used to get the ladybugs and praying mantises that you can buy to protect your plants. And so all the praying mantises hatched, and she knocked over the case, and there's praying mantises all over our house for who knows how long.
Yeah. Crickets. We had crickets too. Not that we kept them as pets; they were the food for the geckos.
Yeah.
But they would escape. So for a long time, you could hear crickets chirping in our house.
That's the worst thing about crickets is like you get them to feed your lizards, but you have to make sure your crickets get feed too, so you have a second pet to worry about.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was all right. They lived in the house for a long time. We were finding cricket carcasses all over. So we had all that going on, and then it wasn't. And then there was one leopard gecko that was actually born the same day I was.
Oh, nice.
But then I don't know what happened to it. I think it died.
Marty number 2 is dead.
Yeah, that guy died. I was very, very depressed. Oh, there was a green anole in there somewhere. The first lizard I got as a pet, because it didn't even last a day.
They're so cute though.
There. Anyways, so there's all the lizards, and probably the last one. I think it was not Taz, not Tweety, maybe Sylvester. I think. Because we named them after Looney Tunes characters, a lot of them. Or maybe it was Bandy. Well, we had one lizard that managed to live for about 15 years. Ooh. Because the average lifespan of like a leopard gecko can be... Oh no, it could be up to 35 years.
It can be long.
It can typically be. Well, ours, we took good care of them. And by we, I was a terrible pet owner. I'm just going to be up front. I'm terrible. Terrible pets. Like, they're great, but I'm just terrible at... I'm terrible.
You gotta give them the attention they need, and you just...
Well, it's not the attention part. It was the cleaning up the dookie.
Oh, yeah.
It makes me kind of pukey. Especially cat litter boxes, man.
Oh, dude, I
They're
hate
the worst.
litter boxes. But... So, to finish off that apartment story, the only really interesting thing animal-wise happened in the apartments was I helped a cat give birth.
Oh.
In behind some dumpsters.
Okay.
I was a little dirty boy back then in California, and I used to go dumpster diving for toys.
Wow.
And I found a lot of Pokemon toys in those trash cans.
I'm sure
Who was throwing away these Pokemon? I don't know. But then, yeah, I helped a cat give birth, and then I had an orange cat from that litter.
Because Pokemon's the devil.
But then I moved to Oregon, and we got here. We got a big old backyard, and we also had a leopard gecko for a while. His name was Ben. He lived. Shout out to Ben. He lived a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, over there, Rod. All right. But wait, where was I going with this? God damn.
No, I don't know, man.
You ended with green anole and. You okay over there?
Rudd is kind of
choking on something. He's probably choking on his own fur.
Oh, you choking on your own fur, Rudd?
Yeah. Oh, so Oregon happened, and
Oregon. Yep.
So we had this dorky kid, Dylan, who was a friend of my brother's, and I guess he's technically like a cousin of my little sister's because they're not blood related, but so there's all that extended part of the family.
Right.
He threw a football at the squirrel on a tree, and the squirrel ran up to the top of the tree and just chucked all our babies out. So my mom, brother, and I went over there, and we found these baby squirrels. I think it was 4 of them in a mud puddle, still squirming. So they're still alive. One of them was dead because it didn't make it in the mud puddle, sadly. Mm-hmm. We raised these squirrels. Two of them died along the way. I mean, squirrels are not easy to raise. No. 2 of them grew up though. And having squirrels as pets is nonsense. Those things jump around and run on your curtains, and they're so awesome. They're so cute too, and that was an experience. Wow. After we let go squirrels, we got ducks. No more pigs, unfortunately, but ducks, more chickens, more quails, pheasants at one point. My stepdad was breeding rabbits to eat them. I've never eaten rabbit because if you've ever heard a rabbit scream, it sounds like a child screaming.
Oh, that is pleasant.
It is terrifying.
That is such a happy thought.
Oh. Yep. Keep that in your mind, everybody. Oh, my phone is dying.
Oh, lovely.
That's okay. It'll be fine for the next however many minutes we have.
Yep.
Damn, I had a good story.
Oh,
I had a good pet story.
Yeah, you're in Oregon, no pigs.
In Oregon, so cat used to attack my sister.
Yep, covered that one. Tuxedo cat.
I mean, we had ducks that would like they would, because we raised them inside. They'd see us and they'd think we were the moms. So they'd follow us around the house.
Yep.
And that was one of the best things ever, because you'd walk through the kitchen, you just hear pip, 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 as it walks through the tile in the kitchen. Damn it, man! What was I? Okay, Oregon happened. I can't remember the story. The simple story I had.
Fair enough. I'll take the torch while you were thinking.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we had the lizards, and then old Jeep 2 died, and I was gonna get real sad up in here real quick. So Jared, you know our favorite place, Mud Pizza?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that used to be the vet.
Shout out to Bob Pizza, but
and you can see where this is going. That is where they put Jeep 2 down, and because he was in a lot of pain, and over the radio played My Immortal from Evanescence, and I can't really listen to that song again.
Oh no!
Because
Evanescence.
Yeah, clearly not because that was
not because of the sad
that
situation.
was the dog. That was my dog's death song. No. So anyways, so after Jeep, then came while Jeep was old, there was the first cat in the family. His name is Sky. He's a white ragdoll cat. And then after Jeep's passing, there was a second cat, Tigger, who's a Bengal, who's more dog than cat, as he leaves destruction everywhere. Very sharp claws. And then we have Buddy, the cat my sister tamed off the wild streets of Tigard. By tamed, we're pretty sure he was from a nearby apartment, and my sister spent probably a good 6 months courting that cat, like feeding it, coming back home, making sure it fed, and then we finally captured it around 4th of July, or just before the 4th of July, because we were pretty sure that, with all the noise from the fireworks, it would scare Buddy off and whatnot. So July 3rd, I remember that morning that, Mom captured the cat and took it to the vet and all that. And we have Buddy to this day. Fluffy, 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 fluffy Buddy. Who's very lovely, likes to cuddle. Also, really talkative. So talkative. Can't play video games in peace anymore. Or do anything.
So on the topic of rescuing animals, when my mom and I moved to Oregon, when my mom, my brother, and I moved to Oregon, before we had our first chickens, before we had bought chickens, my mom was just driving by Tigard High School, and there was literally a chicken crossing the road.
Wow.
My mom pulled over, took that chicken, and brought it home. Not 5 days later, there was a chicken in our driveway that we chased down, my brother and I, brought it to our backyard, and now had 2 chickens.
Wow.
I don't know what Tigard is with chickens. This isn't the story I was going to say, but this is a good one. So we've had this cat, Willow. She's a solid black cat. She's been in the family since we lived in California.
Right.
She's still alive. She's gone through 4 homes. She's an old-ass cat. She's missing an eye at this point because she's cataracts like crazy. She's like a pirate. She's awesome. One day when we got our early on when we got one of our dogs, Timber, he's a German Shepherd Blue Heeler mix. My stepdad's trying to walk him outside our apartments, or our house thing, and this guy who used to live near us just let his dog run free all the time. Big old pit bull dog, bolts after Timber. Stepdad gets in the way, is in between the 2 dogs who are trying to fight. He's getting scratched up. Willow from the top ropes. Because we lived we had like this balcony that went down to this hill, and she jumps off and lands on Junior, the dog who's attacking, and just bats at him until he gets off of my stepdad, and like he starts trying to attack Willow. She just bolts up this tree, and my stepdad manages to get Timber out into safety.
Yeah,
but she totally John Cena the other dog.
Wow,
it was
crazy.
Like she jumped from it was so far. I'm so astounded at it, and goddamn, she's still kicking and old and sad, but it's okay. She's still a thing, and that's the important part.
Yeah.
She's probably 16.
Yeah.
She's an old ass cat.
Yep.
Yeah, we are coming up on our constraints here.
Well, where am I on the measures? Yep, we're coming right down to the very end here. So I guess maybe that will be the place to wrap it up.
Oh, I had a monitor lizard.
Oh, there we go.
We had a monitor lizard for a while. This isn't a really big story. It's just we had a monitor lizard for a while. It was really cool watching him eat mice because he, instead of like swallowing them whole, because they do swallow them whole, but he'd take the live mice and he'd just like smash them against his wood until they broke their necks, and then he'd then he'd swallow them. Wow, that is graphic. Morbid. But yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, this was we're trying to come up with topics, people. Yeah. And, we're trying to come up with something we both have a lot to talk about. And as you probably all know, we have video games we could talk about for ages. But we want to mix it up because you guys hear us talk about that anyway. Yeah, in the announcements. But yeah, so this is something we got. I mean, at one point we might start asking for suggestions. We'll see how that goes. We might just start doing the internet thing and finding articles we find interesting and reading up on them. But yeah, until then, like we'll try. we are trying. Eventually we'll have more creative ventures and stuff. Yeah. And maybe next time I'll have another weird story about my experiences on public transit. I had no idea that was coming, so that was new. That was good to all of us here. Anyway. All right. Good sesh, guys. Until next time, and yeah. Thank you. Laters. We dogs. We need to figure out how this ends, but for now. Make it like a high, make it. Oh. Yeah. This is the end of the podcast.